Okay, they're about to start. Ready? Three.
We're ready. Three, two, one.
One.
And Tetris.
And we're off.
We're off.
First round.
Same seed as well, as you can see. Same seed for silver, same seed for gold. I think same seed as well for bronze bracket.
Yeah, I agree. Already, we see TetrisPlayer with some kind of a dig situation. Probably going to need to burn this down.
Yeah, I think a little bit of probably nerves competition, competition nerves. Playing in person is nerve-wracking. Those who have had the pleasure. Oh, kind of aggressive actually. Never mind. That's probably the way just TetrisPlayer likes to roll, likes to do things. And Nevanator taking a few burns into Tetris. Different stacking styles from the same pieces. Arctic playing clean, stacking, clean dash. Pretty consistent player as well. I had the chance of meeting Arctic throughout the country in a different series of events at Vegas. We were twice in Portland. Always scores really high 900s in the qualifiers, and always does pretty well in competition as well. So definitely a dash player to look out for. Now with the long bar dependency, which will be solved. A few skims, nice skim with into a delayed burn and into a Tetris. Boom Tetris for Arctic.
Yes, we have a very neck and neck game on the top with WDSUBIA with 165, 1,000 points, and Nevanator with a 167. Very neck and neck on the top there.
Yeah, although Nevanator is running into a little bit of trouble, was going to have to burn that top row off, or probably going to go dirty. Could go dirty, but Nevanator is pretty experienced. Let's see what he decides to do with the pieces. There's a long bar that he needed. It's going to be a triple. It's not going to be a Tetris.
Yeah, taking the safety triple there. In the bottom, we have Arctic setting up a double well, perfect double well setup, and got Tetris ready for a Tetris. 172,000 points for Arctic, 137,000 points for TetrisPlayer.
Yeah, TetrisPlayer running into a little bit of trouble settling in like comfortably into the game. Slightly behind Arctic, just a little bit. Meanwhile, Nevanator is probably gonna be building one row off. So Nevanator at 160,000, SoCal at 216,000. So SoCal with the slightest lead, but it's marginable. It's not noticeable, trading back and forth. Arctic now is the one running into a little bit of trouble at the bottom of the screen with 200,000 and TetrisPlayer at 190.
Okay, TetrisPlayer hangs the T there. Probably failed the 5 tap. Oh, double flip of the L, but easily fixed and adjust. A nice O tuck.
Yeah, adjusted just at the very moment to avoid a crucial misdrop that would have slowed down significantly once more the dig. So we're nearing the 100 lines for both sides of the screen, for the bottom and the top.
Yeah, and we're again over halfway till the first transition. Hopefully we could show that this silver bracket, we all transition here.
Yeah, there used to be like a curse in the previous year silver bracket. Silver bracket, but a lot of players, as we've said multiple times, have the potential to be in gold bracket. A lot of high level players. I believe we have even some 1.4 players, so that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, the top seed, 4 max outs just to make it to silver.
Yeah, well, that was insane. To escape silver. There are a couple of people that got 2 max outs. Totally not a skill issue on my part. So I'm a couple of people that I think also got 3 max outs and couldn't escape silver bracket. A friend of mine, Geico, just remarked, "How did you do?" "Yeah, good. I got 2 max outs. So silver still. Yeah. I won't be able to skip silver." So 368,000 for Nevanator, 355. It's neck and neck at the top. SoCal waiting for a talk, gets the talk. Could have been also a long bar spin, but the long bar didn't come. Also, that's pretty hard to pull off. And at the bottom, 386,000 for TetrisPlayer, 370 for Arctic. So also neck and neck at the bottom.
Yeah, we're Nevanator just tapping those pieces left and right. And there you go, a tap to a Tetris. 366,000 points for WDSUBIA, 419 for Nevanator, 403 in the bottom for Arctic, and 433 for TetrisPlayer.
We're seeing all three playstyles represented. Now that you mentioned Nevanator is tapping. So Nevanator is tapping. I think Subia roll switch, I believe. TetrisPlayer definitely running an Arctic, the good old DAS playstyle.
Yeah, don't count DAS out yet. Or ever.
Or ever.
that playstyle is strong and living.
Yeah, so TetrisPlayer transitions 527,000 Arctic with the Tetris to go. It could potentially near the 500,000 barrier. So everyone has transitioned except Arctic.
And with that, Tetris now has transitioned to 499. A lot of high 400, even 500K transitions here. Very great.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty solid competition transition. So Arctic with a little bit of traffic on the board to fix. So Nevanator 569,000 hey now, and Subia at 439,000, significantly behind after they both transition. Arctic with a little bit of cleanup to do, misdrops a piece now with a lumbar dependency, waiting on the correct pieces, but down stacking it like a pro as he is. 592 for TetrisPlayer, 520 for Arctic.
TetrisPlayer now set up for a Tetris and gets a Tetris. 622,000 points for TetrisPlayer, 549 for Arctic. Arctic's going to need to press the pedal to the metal to try to catch up, but TetrisPlayer is ahead in the level, so that might actually not be as far as you think it might be.
Beautiful adjustment for Arctic. Pretty solid DAS stacker, as I mentioned before. Tetris for Arctic. Really solid competition play from Arctic. We're seeing pretty solid competition all around, I'd say. We haven't seen any top out. So this is Tetris in 2024. Nobody's going to top out. We're going to push this all the way to the kill screen. And we are seeing just the first round, the first game of silver. Boom, Tetris for Arctic. Again, 600,000, 742,000 for TetrisPlayer. So into the lead, Arctic is going to have to push the aggression a little further if he wants to catch up again.
WDSUBIA is ready for a Tetris, waiting for the long bar. There's a long bar and there's a Tetris. 597 for WDSUBIA, 757 for Nevanator. Nevanator with a little dependency in the middle takes a safety triple. And now Tetris ready and gets a long bar and gets a Tetris. 797 for Nevanator in the lead. Subia's board a little bit messy there. I don't know if he's able to get the tap speeds over. Gonna need a really hyper tap over there.
Yeah, so Subia is definitely tapping, gets the long bar,
but hangs the next piece.
Gets the next piece. This is gonna be a really hard board to get out of.
And WDSUBIA tops out at 633.
633 top out. So Nevanator takes game number 1, but don't forget we're still on the loose on the second game. Arctic 727,000. That's a pretty solid score for a DAS player, for any player, now that we're at it. And TetrisPlayer with a few complications on the board. 890,000 needs to get out of this to not give Arctic a chance, but Arctic misdrops.
And with that DAS play style, it's not going to go over, and it looks like
TetrisPlayer is going to take game number 1.
Takes game number 1.
900,000.
And it looks like because they're both done with...
Okay. Are we gonna start right now?
We could do a simul start.
Okay, yeah. We can do a simul start.
Yeah, since they all topped out within the same time, we could go ahead and do another simul start here.
Yeah, we're gonna do another simul start for them. We're just waiting for them to put the seed on.
Let me just make sure the seed is correct. Yeah, TetrisPlayer seed is not 24, by the way. It is the 8th. Okay, so we got a thumbs up from everybody. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and start game number 2.
Game number 2
in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So yeah, something seemed off. TetrisPlayer is definitely not playing like a 24th seed.
There we go. We got a 8 seed. So David versus Goliath here. Arctic seeded at 25. TetrisPlayer seeded at 8.
So amazing display of how the competition is going nowadays. We saw like 900, 800. I think the lowest score was 600 and the 700,000 point game in the first game of Silver Bracket. So this is the point where the community stands at right now.
Yeah, I do want to comment that even though It looks like the seeding for Arctic is really low. Arctic really put the pressure on TetrisPlayer there.
Let's not forget that also Arctic is hanging around, we could say, quote unquote, all the way in the seat 25. And he got a one-off, I believe. A one-off in CTWC 2024 gets you 25 seat in silver bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So that is nothing to sneeze at. That is pretty remarkable. And also let's consider that playing in a live setting is pretty nerve-wracking. You have a lot of distractions. You're not accustomed to your TV, to your colors, to your seat, to your whatever, to your headspace. So it's pretty remarkable to do that.
Okay, it looks like Nevanator set up for a Tetris and gets a Tetris. WDSUBIA with a Dusty Tetris on the top and got it earlier. Gonna set up for another.
Yeah, TetrisPlayer playing a little high. He's playing 2 rows off the bottom. Doesn't matter. They can do that with the power of rolling. Gets a Tetris. Goes to 130,000 Arctic with a little bit of traffic on the left side of the board at 90,000 points. But gets Tetris ready with that and uncovers and Tetris. So Zubia with a little bit of traffic as well on the board. A little bit of an elevated dig, but the topper can manage this.
Right pieces. There you go. Down stacking it like a champ.
Yeah, Nevanator is going to go into the lead. 23,000. 230,000 for Nevanator. 121,000 for Zubia. These like 7-digit scores kind of tripping me out a little bit.
Yeah, we got this Tetris tournament cartridges that actually shows 7 digits instead of 6 that we, the Tetris community, have been very accustomed to seeing. But speaking of accustomed, that is a custom hang there by WDSUBIA. Needs to kind of get out of that situation. Gets the right pieces. Now needs a long bar. Almost out of it. Needs another long bar.
It's a long bar waiting for it. A couple of runs. This is getting slightly problematic for.
There's a long bar. And there's a Tetris.
Yeah, and don't forget. Don't you think TetrisPlayer that I didn't see that spin? I saw that spin. That was sick.
Yeah, let's give them some score updates. 159 for WDSUBIA, 327,000 points for Nevanator, 234,000 points down there for Arctic, and 256,000 points for TetrisPlayer there, with a very scary board, but just burns it down and waiting for the long bar.
I really like TetrisPlayer's attitude. They're like smiling, having a good time, chatting, probably trash talking Arctic. You know, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. So
not if Arctic has anything to say about it.
No, he said no.
At least the good news is they can hear us.
So 331,000 for TetrisPlayer, 286,000 for Arctic, 219,000 for Zubia, and 420,000 for Nevanator. This is a very, very big lead for Nevanator. Playing pretty solid, actually, pretty solid pace for Nevanator, now that I mentioned it. This is a 600,000 pace into transition if he keeps the same efficiency.
Yeah. WDSUBIA is just not taking any more burns. Want to do as many touches as possible to try to close the gap. And hoping for Nevanator to make a mistake.
Yeah, Zubia acknowledges that they have to go a little bit more aggressive. But just for the long bar, fortunately, a long bar comes as they make the long bar dependency. And now it's going to keep that dirty setup of an unhealthy square. And both players at the top digging slightly.
Yeah, anyone from Twitch, we do apologize for how the convention Wi-Fi is. So the good news is it is being locally recorded, and it may be uploaded in the CTWC YouTube, and where all you find classic Tetris.
So we're nearing the transition for TetrisPlayer. I think TetrisPlayer was playing really high most of the time, and now is the player that's closest to the transition. Playing higher means you burn faster all the lines that you get. So we're nearing the transition at... it's going to be a low-ish transition for a player of this caliber as TetrisPlayer. 393. It's going to be a 400,000 transition. Most probably... No, 394 transition for TetrisPlayer. Arctic chilling all the way to 18, but 3 lines away from the transition.
Yeah, and Nevanator, look at this. We're getting a 600K transition in a silver bracket.
In the silver bracket, in the second game, Subia transition 355,000. And Nevanator is waiting for it. And there it is, 600,000 transition for Nevanator.
Yeah, 617.
617 for Nevanator. We're making a statement on 18. Let's see if he can keep up the aggression on 19, or if he's gonna play it more safe, so he can guarantee that he's gonna get all the way into level 29. But it's getting a little bit of trouble. Nevanator is.
Okay, this is a trouble that WDSUBIA really needs right now, and can use this opportunity to catch up. Nevanator is really up high there in level 19. Has the tap speeds to get pieces over.
Yeah, nice adjustment. Gauge a lot more dependency. Bunking all in.
There's a phantom burn moment and hangs at 630. WDSUBIA, this is you might be able to take this. You have it. Oh no! Tops out at 630.
So Subia needs 631,000 to chase this down. 631,000, and at the bottom also it's neck and neck between TetrisPlayer and Arctic. They're always all taking them down to the wire. Subia running into a little bit of trouble. Needs to get out of this if they want a chance to even chase down Nevanator.
Okay, this is completely not line-outable. I'm gonna need to play a little bit of some Tetris there. There's a Tetris, brings it down closer. 423,000 points. Your target goal is 631.
Yeah, I mean, well, Arctic got out of a very scary dig and now back into the game once more. Almost Tetris ready with a couple of burns. Now it's going to uncover the right side, and it's going to be building for Tetris again. 546,000, and Subia at the top.
Oh, has a long bar has an LG dependency. Over taps.
Oh, and Subia's probably going to top out. Pretty solid game for both of them. 428,000 for Subia. Meanwhile, at the bottom, let's not forget about this. At the bottom, there is a game still going on for 582,000 for Arctic. 762,000 for TetrisPlayer. Both nearing the bottom. Nice dash control there for Arctic. That was crucial to get out of in order for Arctic to keep alive. But TetrisPlayer making a statement. 800,000 for TetrisPlayer. 626,000 for Arctic. Arctic needs to go super aggressive, and TetrisPlayer needs to have a slowdown. So we're nearing the 29 kill screen. The 29 kill screen, 660,000 for Arctic. Subia looking for a back-to-back 900,000 score. There's a drought forming for TetrisPlayer, who's going to be suffered by Arctic again in consequence of that. Tetris for Arctic, 700,000 for Arctic, 920 for TetrisPlayer, playing in the kill screen, setting up for Tetris are burning. Arctic is going to top out, 728,000 for Arctic. And Subia is going to take game number 2. Waiting for the max out. Let's see it.
Can we get a first max out here at the silver bracket?
We want to see the max out. Almost there. Oh, Mr. Up, it doesn't matter. Roller moment, doesn't matter. 988. Just top out before the max out for the memes.
Oh no! Oh, why did you say that, Pollo? GG's, TetrisPlayer. Oh.
GG's, TetrisPlayer with an amazing display of dominance of what's to come for TetrisPlayer and the silver bracket in the upcoming matches. That was great. That was great for you two.